Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about how to add, subtract, multiply and divide direct numbers. So positive and negative numbers are called integers. They can be shown on a number line. So on the right side of the 0 we have a positive numbers as it is shown on the number line, and on the left hand side of the number 0 we have the negative numbers. Okay, let's go and look at one exercise here. To find the difference between the temperature of 4 Celsius and the temperature of -3 Celsius, you find the gap between those two numbers on the number line. So here we have a 4 Celsius, here we have a -3 Celsius. All we have to find out the gap, number of the gaps between this -3 and 4. So here we have a 7 gaps, so it's going to be 7 Celsius. The answer will be 7 Celsius. So the difference between 4 and -3 Celsius will be 7 Celsius. Later on we will look at this one without sketching on number line or just counting the gaps. So the number line can be used for adding and subtracting numbers. For example, use a number line to work out -3 plus 5. So here we have a negative number line. So the first number basically shows us location where we need to start. So we need to start from -3. And since we are adding up 5 to this -3, we have to take 5 steps to the right. So if you count 5 steps to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, you are going to end up at 2. So the answer will be 2. Here we have another example. -1 minus 4. So it's a little bit different than the previous example. So we have a we have a number line here. All we have to do, find our location. The first number shows us the location. So we are here on the -1. So on the first example, we went right as we are adding 5. But here, we're not going to go right. We're going to go left as we are subtracting number, which is 4. So we need to take 4 steps from -1, 4 steps or units to the left. So we're going to end up at -5. Let's take together 1, 2, 3, 4. If you take 4 steps to the left from -1, you're going to end up at -5. So the answer will be -1 minus -4 will be -5. Adding and subtracting directing numbers, here we have some couple of rules. So sometimes you will see it in exercises. It's basically you have to add negative number to a positive number. The double operations we have between this. And or adding it to the negative number or minusing a positive number, or basically minusing, subtracting or taking away negative number. So to make this easier, not too much confusing, we are going to basically just write down these double operations as single, but you have to keep this in your mind. If positive sign following the positive sign, you can write it as a single positive. So -3 plus +5 can be considered as -3 just plus 5, which we can use a number line to work out the answer. Or -3 plus -5 can be written as -3 minus 5. So we can say that if positive sign following negative sign, but exactly following, it can be written as just negative, a single negative sign. So positive, negative will be just a negative. So if -3 minus +5, you can write as -3 just simply minus 5. And so we can say that, okay, if negative also following positive, that's going to be single negative over here as we did for this. So then finally, we have -3 minus -5. So many students go confused on this. Well, It's also simple. We can just consider the first one, like if the same sign following each other, we are writing it positive. Here, same sign following each other, we are writing it positive. So it's simple. If what happening here, we're multiplying negative by negative, that gives us positive. We will learn it later. So if you can say that if negative following negative, take it just a simple positive. So negative 3 plus 5, like the first one. Let's solve for this example. So here we have a negative 2 plus negative 4. So I can write this as negative 2 plus negative 4 as simply negative 2 minus 4. Because positive following negative gives us single negative. So we're going to use a number line for this. So first number, as we said before, shows us the location. We're right here, and we need to take left or right depending on what we are doing on the second part. We're subtracting. If we're subtracting, we have to take 4 steps to the left, or 4 units we need to go to the left. So from 2 to 4 units to left, we are going to end up at negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 6. The answer will be negative 6. One more exercise. So work out 1 minus 4, or 1 minus negative 4. Okay, so we need to use our rule here. The rule is we have to just turn this double negative we have over here into single positive, as we just said. So it's just 1 plus 4. You don't actually need to draw a number line for this. Everybody knows 1 plus 4 is 5. But if you want to do that, is location is 1. You are here. You need to take 4 steps to the right, because you're adding 4. You're going to end up at 5. Here we go, one more example. We have negative 1 minus positive 3. So we can write this minus plus as a single negative right here. As you can see, I'm not doing anything with negative 1. It is as it is. And just turning this double operation here into single, which we need to now, we know that we are subtracting. And then you're going to sketch your number line. Location is just the negative 1. From negative 1, 3 steps to the left. As we are subtracting 3, it's going to give us negative 4. So one more example. Let's have a look at negative 2 take away negative 6. So what we need to do is just deal with this double sign between these two numbers. So it's going to give us a single positive as it's negative following negative. So on the number line, we know the location is negative 2. We need to take 6 units, 6 steps to the right, as we are adding 6, but location is negative 2 here. So if we took that, it's going to be, let's say the journey going to end up on 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps to the right. So the answer is 4. So multiply and divide directed numbers. So multiplying and dividing directed numbers, negative and positive numbers, such an easy case, easier than adding and subtracting them. The reason is you're just gonna multiply it like you did normally, 2 times 5, and then we're gonna learn a rule which is either negative times negative, positive times positive. What will be the answer for this? Okay, so here for rule for the multiplication. If you're multiplying positive number by positive number, the final answer will be positive. As we know, 2 times 4 equals to 8. If you're multiplying positive number by negative number, so if you have single negative there, you're going to end up with negative. If you're multiplying negative by positive, you're going to end up with negative. So if you have in the operation single negative, in the multiplication, you're going to end up, the final answer will be negative. What if we have a double negative there? Negative number times negative number. For example, negative 2 times negative 4. So it's going to be 2 times 4, which is 8. Since you're multiplying negative 2 by negative 4, it's going to still be 8, because it's both of them are negative numbers. So that's actually why negative following negative gives us positive. That's because of it. So what if we're dividing? Division is exactly look like the multiplication. What I mean by exactly look like, it's just I'm talking about the sign. Of course, you're going to divide them. 4 divided by 2. Okay, so you're going to write down the answer. But the sign is exactly what's happening with the multiplication. If you're dividing positive by positive, you can have a positive. If you're going to have dividing positive by negative, you're going to have a negative. and negative by positive, you're going to have a negative, and negative number divided by negative number, you're going to have a positive answer at the end. Let's look at the examples. So we have -2 multiplied by -4. So what we said on the rule, two signs are same, the answer will be positive. -2 times -4 will give us a +8. So here we have -3 times 8. So if we have one negative, so two signs are different, answer will be negative. So negative, single negative times positive number, so you're going to give us the negative answer, -24. So what if we have a positive comes first? Nothing changed, just positive number times negative. As we just said, if we have two signs are different, the answer is negative. So 5 times -2 will be -10. So we need to work out -4 multiplied by -7. So double bit by basically double negative numbers, like -4, -7. So two same sign gives us positive answer. So this question sometimes confuses students' mind, but it's also easy if you know the squares. This is -3 squared in the bracket, -3 all together squared, because there is a -1 maybe times 3 can be considered. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to expand this, because we know that square means multiply number by itself. So this is -3 times -3. So -3 times -3 we have instead of -3 squared, because this is what it is over here. Two signs are same, so the answer is positive. -3 times -3 gives us 9 then. So here we have with the cube one, -2 cube. So let's just expand this. Alright, let's write it, because we know the cube means multiply number by itself 3 times. That means -2 times -2 times -2. That's what cube means. But abbreviate that, okay? So instead of writing -2 times -2 times -2, we are writing it briefly as -2 cubed altogether. So first we're going to multiply -2 by -2. That gives us obviously 4. Right? Because negative number times negative. But still there is a -2 over there. So we need to later multiply 4 by -2. Which we found it for -2 times -2. That gives us then -8. Because positive times negative. So if basically the power is even number, you can say that the answer will be at the end positive. If power is odd number, the answer you are going to have will be negative, but it's true for negative numbers. If you are squaring negative numbers, or finding the even power of negative numbers, answer will be positive. Or if you're cubing, or let's say raising negative numbers to the odd power, you're going to end up with a negative answer. So that's the end of presentation. That's the end of video. See you on the next video.